Continuing our series on the use of EXE, we will now demonstrate the use of the multi-choice iDevice. The multi-choice iDevice allows easy creation of multi-choice questions or MCQs, a popular method of assessment where the student can select only one answer from a list of possible answers. Within the framework of an EXE module, MCQs can provide quick pauses for self-assessment, which can be effective means for ensuring adequate comprehension and absorption of the learning material. When designing an MCQ, the course designer must consider the objectives of the module in terms of learning outcomes or intellectual skills, the language skills of the students, and other issues such as gender or culture which could affect the understanding of the question and possible answers should also be taken into account. Last but not least, care should be taken to avoid grammar, language, and question structures which provide clues. In our NEO module, we will show the use of the multi-choice iDevice to insert a brief self-assessment on the dress code. Although normally applied to pure text assessments, in this case, we will show how images can be incorporated into the SAQ. So let's go to the previous section on the dress code, and at the bottom, we will just select the multi-choice iDevice. So this is the multi-choice iDevice. As you see, there's an area to input header text, then a section for the main question, a hint. The hint only appears if we click on the hint icon. And then this is the space for the various options. So we have the option, feedback for this option if it is selected, and the buttons to add another option and another question and so on. Note that we have to indicate to EXE using these radio buttons which option is the correct option. So for expediency, let's go to a previously created self-assessment question. So to see what the components are, let's edit this. And as you see, I inputted new header text. Then the question, what is the proper attire for the operating room? A hint, consider the need for a sterile environment, preventing contamination introduced by the medical staff. And I have the first option, which instead of putting text, I have put a picture, which you already know how to do. Feedback for this particular question, or rather this particular option, is it's a wrong answer, and the reason why. We have the next option, the feedback which matches this option, and a third option, and the appropriate feedback. Now we indicate to EXE that this is the correct option by clicking on this radio button. So let's look at the finished product. We have the dress code self-assessment and the SAQ icon. The question here, we have the icon for the hint, and if we click it, the hint text appears. Then we have the various choices. If we select the first choice, the feedback text appears at the bottom. So on. We selected this one instead. Notice that I can only select one option at a time. The feedback text, but if I select the correct one, the correct feedback text appears. As you see, this iDevice makes it very easy to create self-assessment questions with multiple choice format, even for the non-technical user. This concludes our tutorial on the multi-choice iDevice.